Hey everyone, welcome back to my shop. I glued up a white oak panel here, and I've done a few of these. They're for the old sewing machine bases. I sell those tables occasionally, and I really dislike the ambering effect that happens with a wax oil finish, but I love the one-step process. But Osmo has one they call the Polyx Raw, which is supposed to be a nearly invisible finish. So I thought I'd give that a whirl. I still have another top that I did with a wax oil, so that'll be a nice comparison. And I think I have another piece of this white oak, and I'll put just some water-based poly on it just for a comparison. Quite often with the wax oils, it's just a one and done, which I quite like. But I can manage 2 coats, I think, if it is a good alternative to using polys and multiple coats. Whoa, whoops. It's the following morning, and I did review the directions last night, and I did it right. I just waited too long before I started wiping it off. It says about 5 minutes. Well, that's 2 coats done. I'm going to let this dry for a day, and then tomorrow we can compare the wax oil and the water-based poly with this. Well, the verdict's in. This stuff is fantastic. I really like it. I started off looking for something that wouldn't amber the wood, and you're kind of stuck with a water-based polyurethane. If you go to oil-based, you're still going to get that wood ambering. And something that's easy, like a wax oil, to apply. With polyurethanes, you've got to do multiple coats, let it dry, flip it over, multiple coats, and then you're good to go. And sanding between coats. With this stuff, you can do both sides at once, like other wax oils. Wipe it down, then you just set it on top of some little pinpoints there to let it dry. 8 to 10 hours, you come back and give it a second coat. Normally with some of the other wax oils, like Rubio Monocoat, you only need to do the 1 coat, but I usually follow it up several days later with maintenance oil because it gives it a bit more richness. But really happy with the results. I will move to this in the future. So let's compare it. I've got some white oak that I did with a wax oil. I've got this one that I used the Osmo Polyx. I also have a pecan piece. One piece I did with wax oil, and I also had enough in this little can to do a second top. So I did that with pecan. Here's the original top I did with white oak and the wax oil. Is a comparison of the white oak and the Osmo Polyx. And then for comparison's sake, I have a piece of poly, or a piece of white oak here with a poly on it. Let's see here. There we go. And then here's a little bonus one I did. This is pecan with a regular wax oil finish. And then here is the pecan with the Osmo Polyx. Not as much light wood on this one as there is on this, but you can really see here that it really tends to amber or yellow the wood, and this is a much more natural finish. So very happy with the product. Now when it comes to the darker woods like walnut and cherry, I'm going to stick with the Rubio Monocoat, but for lighter color woods, when I don't want that ambering effect, I've got my new favorite finish now. So if you have any questions, list them down below, but thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.